Top 5 realistic texture packs for MCPE. Starting with the LB photorealism texture pack right over here. As you can tell, all the textures are made to be insanely detailed and even the items as well. But look at how realistic the armor does look like. As you can tell, it is incredibly detailed. The rails are actually given a reflection, which is just super duper cool in my opinion. And here's how all the ores do look like. As you can tell, they look photorealistic, something straight out of Java Edition, and I really love the insane detail. I also love how the nature section does look like. As you can tell, the wood logs are also made to be incredibly detailed, along with all the grass, flowers, and even leaves as well. I mean, just take a look at this. We have a realistic crafting table, furnace, anvil, so much more. Not to mention that the entire UI is changed to fit into this rustic theme over here, and even some of the animals are made to be realistic as well, such as the polar bear, which honestly looks a little scary, but still it is cool how we actually do have some realistic animals. Next up, we have the Optimum Realism texture pack right over here. As you can tell, this texture pack is made to be insanely realistic, and we actually do have some pretty realistic stone right over here, some realistic fences, and of course realistic wood over here as well. We also do get some realistic items such as the diamond armor, which is actually made to look incredibly realistic, and it looks super duper amazing. Now this is a realistic texture pack that is not going to crash your device because a lot of the textures are actually the same like in Minecraft. So if you have a lower end device but you still want that realistic feeling, this pack is definitely for you. And of course, we still do have nice, beautiful, realistic ores over here. And a lot of these textures are actually changed to be more modern. For example, the furnace right over here is actually changed to be like a full-on stove, which I think is pretty creative. And over here is like a stone cutter or a crafting table, but regardless, it is pretty cool nonetheless. And also the leaves are made to be like way more smaller. Take a look at that, boys. There's only like a couple leaves on those blocks, but it still does look good regardless. Next up, we have the 3D Realism texture pack. This texture pack makes a lot of the textures 3D. For instance, take a look at the stone right over here, as well as the cobblestone as well. Literally, you can see every single little crease in it. Same thing with the item frames, and it basically makes everything 3D. And they actually somehow made the armor look way more 3D. As you can tell, there's more like detailed shadows, more detailed lighting, which is another really cool thing. Same thing with the leaves over here, and same thing with all of these items over here. As you can tell, the enchantment table, the furnace, the anvil, the chests are all made to be way more 3D. And here's how the ores do look like. The ores are made to be especially beautiful because they are made to be 3D, and they definitely look way more realistic. The same thing with the ore blocks as well. They're actually made to be 3D once again, which I absolutely love. This will once again transform any world that you do have, and it's gonna make everything look way more realistic. Next up, we have the Etho 128X texture pack. This is another realistic pack that does completely change all the textures and the items. As you can tell, the swords are made to be way more thinner, and of course way more detailed as well, which I absolutely love. And also take a look at how the stone does look like. It looks absolutely amazing. And once again, we have one of the most beautiful armors ever. Look at that, boys. It is incredibly detailed, and there's just so much like stuff on it that I absolutely love. And as you can tell, you know, literally the wood, the item frames, the stone, they're all made to be completely changed in order to be more realistic. Here's how the ores do look like. As you can tell, they are made to be more realistic, and especially the block ores over here. As you can tell, they're completely changed, and they look super duper amazing. And I really love the way the emerald does look like. That actually does look pretty amazing in my opinion. And here's how the nature section does look like. Once again, we have nice, beautiful, realistic logs right over here, and the same thing with the grass as well. Last but certainly not least, we have the Real Resource Realistic texture pack. Now I will warn you, this texture pack is very heavy in terms of storage. However, it is worth every single megabyte. For instance, we have more realistic textures, and literally every single item is made to be more realistic, and even our shield as well. Like literally anything you can think of, this pack probably makes it more realistic. We have realistic stone over here. We also have realistic wood, and also everything is completely changed. The enchantment table, the furnace, the chest. And I really do love the way the armor does look like. The armor looks super duper sick. Here's how the ores do look like. Once again, the ores are made to be incredibly detailed. There's a bunch of shadows and lighting in all these ores, and I really do love how the ore blocks do look like. And we also have more realistic things such as realistic rails over here. Look at this, boys. As you can tell, literally any texture you could think of, they made it realistic. They made it far more better, and literally we have some crazy realistic coral right over here. And look at that amethyst. That amethyst looks super duper sick in my opinion. And we also do have raw rabbit as well, which is once again made to look incredibly realistic. And I also love the way the glass does look like. It looks super duper sick in my opinion. Look how clean that is. See you later, French fries.